Media Lodge at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Yeah.
I am here with the wonderful Vik Sahay.
Totally mispronounced.
Totally mispronounced.
Yeah, it's pronounced Vik.
Okay, you know what?
No. Yes.
This guy.
Vik Sahay.
Vik Sahay.
Or Sahay.
It's Sahay. Is a funny comedian and
Awkward.
actor.
Don't say comedian.
Fine. He's an actor who's funny.
Don't be that's insulting to comedians.
Now, Vik, you have a movie that is in the Toronto Film Festival.
What?
Because last year you spoke with us.
Are you
and
kidding?
You didn't.
Oh.
So this year.
Oh, awkward.
You do. I'm kidding.
You're making comments about my career.
Afghan Luke is in the festival.
Yeah.
Very proud of you. It's exciting to be in one of the biggest festivals in the world.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the movie and about your character.
Well, thank you for asking.
Yeah, I want to know.
I don't believe that. I play a character named Imran in Afghan Luke, which is basically about, storyline-wise, a Canadian journalist who goes to Afghanistan and thinks he sees a kind of war crime and wants to report on it, but every journalist, every outlet, all that stuff say absolutely not. We're going to not do that. We don't want to cover that. And he decides that he's going to move hell and earth to get back there. I play a pseudo-rival to his who gets wind of this story and bolts to take that story over.
And now, I want to see this movie, but I'm just interested. Why is it like a controversial thing that nobody wants to talk about?
It's a Canadian soldier who he sees doing something that could be a war crime, and it just makes Canadian soldiers look bad. And so people want to kind of angle everything like we're do-gooders over there.
I like the storyline. It's kind of like controversial, very relevant, and it's got a Canadian perspective, which is cool because it's about a Canadian. I see that. No? Okay.
No, that's absolutely right. I mean, that's what it is. It's kind of a... There's one line in the movie that I think means the most to me in it, and it's somebody... Well, my character and another character are arguing about what's going on there and all that stuff, and this other character goes, oh, so nobody here knows what's going on, nobody who's from here knows what's going on, but you tourists do? So that's what it's about. It's about, like, are we helping? Do we know what we're doing? Can we...
That's a really good line.
Thank you very, very much.
I know you didn't write it.
No,
but,
I did not.
That raises questions.
Yeah.
It's something we ask ourselves a lot with everything that's going on.
Do you ask yourself that, Samantha?
I do.
That seems
Deep Thoughts
unlikely.
by Samantha Gutstadt. So Vik also is on a very successful TV show that just keeps going called Chuck.
It is called Chuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit briefly, our viewers who aren't up to date, I'm sure they all know you from Chuck, but let's just tell our viewers your character briefly on Chuck.
You tell them.
Well, I know that you started off as, it was only supposed to be a smaller role. I think you were like a co-star of the story.
Ish, yeah.
And now you're like a main storyline. You work in the video store.
Yeah, it's not a video store. Go on. You're doing amazingly well.
I hate you.
I know. I know you do, and hence this interview. The character's called Lester, and it's Chuck on NBC, and I mean the story. This is complicated. It's about a guy, an everyday guy, average guy who works in a computer tech store.
Here we go.
Who gets all of the CIA and FBI secrets downloaded into his brain, and so he becomes an asset and gets kind of swept up into the spy world. And I play somebody who works with him, who is a embittered, sad, lonely, vulnerable, disgruntled, smug. Why are you trying to? I have a few more to go. Fine, employee.
And this show has a huge following. So many different types of audiences, but I think probably a similar audience to The Big Bang Theory, kind of like smart audience. I think like really intelligent audiences who kind of like the tech world or science or...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does have that element to it, but I think it also appeals to a wide range of people because it's kind of the ordinary man in extraordinary circumstances. It's the fantasy of becoming a superhero, breaking out of your lives, all that stuff. And you're right, we have lived and died on the swords of our fans. They have put us on their shoulder and carried us up the mountain of renewal time and time again. But that being said, this is it. fifth and final, officially stated. We're out of here after this.
100%.
100%. Yeah, well, 99%,
I suppose. You never know. There
yeah.
could be all the diehard fans that are like, do not take this off the air.
Well, that's what's happened before, but I think they're going to stop it. But I think it's a good thing. It's a bittersweet thing because we get to kind of go out on our own terms.
Yeah.
We don't get it wrenched away from us mid-story. The writers can kind of close the show properly in the way they want to.
Okay.
Screaming.
There we go. Yeah.
There it is. Now we can have a serious conversation.
On another note,
yeah.
I got the pleasure of recently getting to cast you in a web series pilot.
That's why I have to be here.
A web series pilot.
Yeah.
And we were so lucky to have you on set. And my favorite story is this. Now, there's not much to say about the pilot yet because it's a pilot.
We shan't.
We can't say anything. But we got press the next day because of your fans. Thank you, Chuck, on NBC, because you have those fans that obviously have been supporting the show and support you and your career. And the next day we shoot this thing. It's a web series pilot, you know, and we hear stuff outside, and we get press because you're in it, and some photos were leaked, and it was very exciting. So
I hope it was exciting. I hope we weren't upset, but that is how amazing those fans are. It's Chuck TV that kind of began that whole thing. Yeah, they are beautiful, rabid, wild, supporting human beings. I think they're human beings. I think.
Well, Vic, thank you so much for chatting with us.
That's it?
That's
right.
We're done.
Wow.
I wish you all the best of luck with the
thank
Afghan
you, and
Luke
to you too.
press and screenings and experiencing the Toronto Film Festival. Wow. I'm Samantha Gutstadt.
And I'm Vik Sahay.
And this is Vik Sahay.
Or Sahay.
Or Sahay.
And that's Gutstadt.
And you've been watching RealTVfilms at the Social Media Lodge at the Toronto International Film Festival. Special shout out to Vocab Communications, our partners.